Attention sharks, I've got a great idea for you today. You've never seen this great show called Shark Tank?
No.
Shark Tank, for anyone who doesn't know, which is crazy, comes down to people who decide to go and talk to 4 individuals. I don't watch the show a lot, so forgive me if I get any of the details wrong. But they are 4 sharks, not actually sharks. That would be so much cooler. But no, they are 4 really, really rich people that people go down to ask for money in an attempt to get their ideas off the ground so that way they can get their investments and move forward with their products.
I like that you assume since I don't watch the show, I don't know what it's about, though. How dare you, sir?
You're right, because I was only speaking to Jason.
That's right. Oh,
Only Jason.
were you assume they don't know?
You know, that's why I said for those of you who don't know, I am, you know what, hostile work environment. We're going to shut it down. Everything's...
All right. What have you got?
Today we're going to talk about 5 very strange shark pitches that obviously didn't go through.
Oh, I wonder why not. Let's see.
So, first one on the list, we're going to go ahead and talk about one that was done by none other than Michael DeSante. I don't know if I pronounced that last name right, so you'll have to forgive me. But he pitched a bird feeder that was designed to zap squirrels exclusively. This one came from episode 423. It's called Squirrel Boss. DeSante showed up with an interactive bird feeder that was supposed to be the first of its kind to keep pesky squirrels away. The remote control feeder allowed the owner to zap the critter with a harmless static shock.
Okay, I'm going to honestly say here, and that should have been funded. That's entertainment. I'm telling you, I would just sit. I got a big bay window over there. I would just sit there all day. I'd bring a laptop. That would be where I work. I would work from home and just sit there, having my coffee.
In order to prove that it was a harmless shock, he walked up to one of the sharks named Mark Cuban and tested it on the shark. It's like, hey, here's this. You ready? Okay, zap.
And I'm pretty sure it was fine. But it's enough to make that squirrel jump.
Well, DeSante asked for $130,000 for a 40% stake in the company. The sharks were split, but they thought ultimately that it was a cruel or crude, and it just was a bad decision, so they did decide not to fund it.
It's harmless. It's not killing them.
Otherwise, you know,
They need to stay out of the bird seed. I'm sorry, they do.
My wife is one of those people that definitely doesn't like any harm to animal, even when it does seem like it would be harmless.
I love squirrels.
It's just my wife. I'd buy it, and my wife would be like, "Get it out of here! I don't," because you know other animals would get up onto it. I am not the smartest person, so I'd be like, you know, let me see if it really does hurt that bad. And then that's how I fell off my 3rd floor building.
It's not like you're peeing on an electric fence or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just a harmless shock. Anyway.
It probably is, but they weren't.
Trying to feed birds.
They weren't feeling it, so.
I don't know. I disagree. All right. So from Johnson Bailey, presents the man candle.
You know how those candles, they're just not manly enough for you.
He wanted a candle that could freshen his house but keep it smelling like a man. So the man candle was born. So first of all, no. There are times I do not
sign me up.
I do not enjoy the smell of myself, so I'm just going to go ahead. Okay. Oh, I see. It comes in scents.
It came in scents. It's not supposed to smell like a man. It's supposed to smell like what something a man would do.
Pot roast, draft beer, and barbecue. Look, if I want to smell like draft beer, I'll just, it's just a weekend. So,
We'll smell like that after the show.
Draft beer and barbecue. That's like 10,000 restaurants in Texas. I literally can walk out of my house.
Just going to go to a Chili's.
Like this. Okay. Other manly aromas included football, golf course, and popcorn. Okay, no one likes the smell of popcorn.
No, popcorn. I like how you stopped at popcorn because football wasn't the one you wanted to smell. Is it the football itself, or is it the smell of after playing a 2-hour game of football?
The stadium, what? And also, the key one, farts. That helped him. That should help him secure his request of $50,000 for a 25% stake. This man is out of his damn
Look,
mind.
I don't need any help to make my apartment smell like
No
farts,
crap, bro.
okay?
I
Like, it's free, and trust me, even I don't want my apartment to smell like my farts, okay? We've now officially hit the fart joke
as
of
a-
the series. We can
he
close
should've-
it down.
He should have plugged this as a joke to play on people. That's what he should have done. Like, hey man, I got you a scented candle, and then you give it to them. They go home and light it up, and it smells like farts. He didn't. His marketing was all off. That was the problem.
I like to point out that they definitely said that it wasn't that it was a bad idea. The world's just not ready for them yet. Come back in 20 years, all right? Our next one is going to be done by Maddie Sallin, who presented an alarm clock that wakes you up with the smell of bacon. This came from episode 201 called Wakin' Bacon. She asked for $40,000. Oh, I'm sorry. He asked for $40,000 to fund his invention, where an alarm clock would wake you up with the aroma of cooking bacon.
So this is why I don't need to have money, because this man would get all of it for this, okay? Because, look, my wife has made breakfast. I've been laying in the bed. And vice versa, I've made breakfast. But I'm telling you, when you can... Ooh, bacon is cooking. I need to get up. It's motivation.
So the thing about it is it's a wooden box that had a slit on the inside for you to put bacon inside, and it would actually cook the bacon. So here's the problem.
Hold up. Oh, yeah, there's a couple problems.
There's a couple problems, because one, that means that during the middle of the night, I would have to go put bacon in my clock, and even though it hadn't started cooking yet, there's still just raw bacon. There's some health hazards there. There's a mixture of, there's the delicious smell, but I will say, at least you won't clamp your foot on a George Foreman grill to make bacon in the morning, okay? This is Michael Scott proof.
So, most nights before I go to bed, I will lay 6 strips of bacon out on my George Foreman grill. Then I go to sleep. When I wake up, I plug in the grill. I go back to sleep again. Then I wake up to the smell of crackling bacon. It is delicious. It's good for me. It's a perfect way to start the day.
This is dumb as... Okay. You had me until like, oh yeah, we're just going to leave a piece of bacon sitting out all night. No, bro.
Man, it's just...
It's like, oh, what if you get up like 30 minutes before you're supposed to wake up and put it out there? It kind of defeats the purpose. Okay, that's a dumbass idea. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea in concept. Who doesn't like to wake up? Michael Scott said it best in The Office. Who doesn't like to wake up to the smell of bacon? But there's so many health hazards, and, you know, if the box is really made out of wood and it's cooking, then something's going to go on fire.
I just need a robot to cook my bacon. Anyway, all right. Here's this next one. Kim Priest created T-shirts that advertise pregnant women's due dates.
The pregnant woman's going to do that enough. The ones that I have known.
So she presented her designer tees for expecting moms and had the baby's due date printed across the chest. And she even copyrighted the words "due in." Yeah, she certainly did in something here. In 6 years, it doesn't have any other details after that. She was seeking $50K for a 15% stake. That is a dumbass idea.
So not only, it's just a normal T-shirt printing. It's all it is say...
Something that, like you said, oh, when are you due? They're going to know.
All it says is due in March. I will say there is one benefit to having a shirt like that. If you can get the context behind it. Saying that I have a due date of February, right? Then at least people won't keep asking me if I have a baby or if I'm fat.
See, here's the other problem with this. Like,
then I could just wear a T-shirt if I'm fat.
as a father of 2 and knowing that due dates tend to skew to the left or right a little bit. So if it's, say, like the end of February, this T-shirt has now become worthless if the baby is late. Or if it's the beginning of February and the kid decides, you know what, now it's good. In January. That's a dumbass idea, Kim. Sorry. I'm going to continue to say that. I'm sorry.
So I know that we said that we were going to mention 5 specifically.
Okay.
But here's the thing. The 5th one, so sometimes the sharks don't always agree on certain ideas that decide to come in. It's just one of those things where they think the idea is either dumb or isn't worth their time and investment. So sometimes they will inadvertently pass up on something that, well, ends up being a great idea. In one of those cases, there was someone that showed up and decided that they needed a little bit of money to fund a doorbell that could record people when you ring the bell, and you could answer it wirelessly from your phone.
You know, I've heard of this idea from somewhere else.
So I don't remember the exact specifics of the name, but I know the founder's name was Jamie. I don't know if Jamie specifically went for it, and I don't remember exactly how much he asked. But Jamie didn't, the creators of Ring Doorbell did show up originally on Shark Tank, pitching the idea behind the Ring Doorbell security system. And the exact words that I remember the shark saying was, "No one in the world will want to buy this." You can now find Ring Doorbell at just about any store. Not a sponsor, but I do own a Ring Doorbell myself. The sharks turned down a Ring Doorbell because they did not think it would do well.
Steak was. Oh, damn.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Just to know that the Ring Doorbell guy showed up. Let me see if I can find the actual steak for it. But what are your thoughts on this?
Wow. It's kind of like when the guys for Uber tried to present it to the taxi associations and they said they laughed them out of the building. So they had a chance to go in on this one and said no. Ooh.
Yeah,
That
so
hurts.
what it was is that this happened back in 2013. It was in fact the CEO, Jamie Siminoff. I think I got that right. He showed up and asked for a $700,000 investment for 10% of the company.
$700,000.
At the time, they
Wow.
called it Doorbot. It wasn't called Ring Doorbell. It was called Doorbot.
Okay, that name is dumb. There's the problem right there.
Yeah, but he showed up. He had an actual set of like the front of a house, put the Ring Doorbell on there. He called it Doorbot. And the problem is the people that run Shark Tank, like Mark Cuban and all of them, they're so stuck behind what they decide to move on, and if they pass something up, they're like, it was worth passing up. To the point where in an interview recently, Mark Cuban said that if Doorbot showed up again in front of him and he had the opportunity to invest, he would pass it up again.
I mean, well, this is Mark Cuban. He's already got no money.
All of the
He
sharks
owns
have
the
tons of money. I get where they're coming from, but man, sometimes you miss an opportunity and then you're just too proud to say you missed it.
He's kicking himself over that one.
So those were some Shark Tank pitches that we thought were some of the weirdest ones, and then of course our last one being the golden opportunity that somebody just completely missed out on. So hopefully invest wisely. Invest wisely. But we want to go ahead and thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, turning on that notification bell so whenever new episodes of Nerds with Coffee or any of our other shows come out, Nerds with Coffee does come out every Monday and Friday. You can follow our show as well on Instagram. It's @NerdsWithCoffee. We want to thank you again for stopping by and joining us for a cup of coffee. We hope to see you again next time.